KC 426, it's what we call a shake and bake colony. 60, maybe 70 families. They collect bird guano and sell it as fertilizer for big money back in Matria. Killing guano-producing seabirds is illegal in KC 426. The islands off the coast of southern Kamatchkalan have the perfect conditions for guano. The drier air on the protected outcroppings allow the bird droppings to dry into the concentrated fertilizer highly prized by farmers. Entire economies and geographies are dependent on this white gold. The cold waters and sediment coming from the glacial melt create perfect nutrients for plankton, which are eaten by small fish, which are hunted by the seabirds.
We're back. It's Thursday. Tears and Hooligans. It's Kamatchkalan Chronicles. Welcome back, everyone. Were we off last week? Yes?
Yes.
You were? And yeah,
We were.
we're back. And you find yourselves after that perilous, vicious, treacherous, and deadly battle on the beach. You have made it into the town of KC 426, and you have found your way into a tavern. A tavern. Here it is. You're in it. You notice around you, Sai, Alvira, Shield. You have found yourself separated somehow from Naime, and the loss of Nerys is weighing heavily on you. And you get into a tavern, and there are a few folks in here, including Sunny and Nyx. Why don't you introduce yourselves? Go ahead, Sunny.
Sunny is a fairly short, kind of purplish skinned deep gnome in significant amount of armor, long white hair pulled back in a ponytail, and is in a bar, is probably like sitting at the bar with feet dangling and kicking around and just kind of looking around and people watching really actively.
Yes, people watching is an interesting term for the fact that what you've noticed as you've been in this town is there are very few people. You're starting to realize as you've come to the surface that people may be different in this town. Everyone seems to be some sort of mechanical droid-like warforged, perhaps. Yes, I think so. Mostly, this tavern is the one place where you feel some sort of organic camaraderie. How about you, Nyx?
You're muted, buddy.
I meant to do that.
But of course.
So Nyx is very small as well. She stands just above 3 feet tall, and her probably most noticeable characteristic is that she is a tabaxi. She looks like a small bobcat, and she gives off, you can't really tell if she gives off "I'm cute, come pet me," or "if you touch me, you'll die" kind of vibes. It's kind of a mix of both. And she's probably standing on a bar stool so that she can give the appearance of being tall.
Yes, that checks out. That certainly checks out. So, Sai, Elvira, Shield, you found your way into a tavern, a bar that looks very different. Would you call it mechanical? Would you call it the fever dream of a tinkerer gnome? Would you call it a steampunk speakeasy, perhaps? What's it called? Sonny, what's the name of this tavern? You've been here the longest.
The Raucous Seagull.
Yep, that's right. That's exactly what it's called.
I'm gonna lean in and whisper to Sai and Shield. Hey, you remember last time we were in a tavern? And we didn't really know a lot of people, and there was somebody at the bar dressed in a lot of fancy, shiny armor telling stories about how awesome they were, and then we got framed for their murder. We should avoid that this time. And I'm going to shoot my eyes over to the little tiny deep gnome with the feet dangling, indicating that's who I'm eyeballing, and I'm listening to hear if they're telling any stories to confirm my suspicions.
Given that that was the only time prior I have ever been in a tavern, I think perhaps we should just leave.
Might be best to keep moving. We should leave.
Well. Hey, wait a damn minute, all right? All right, listen. I'm okay with leaving without the shiny suit guy, but I'm finishing at least 3 more ales before we go. I got to have one for the captain. I got to have one for Naime and Suda. And then I have to have one for the quartermaster whose final words were no.
Well, okay.
I'll,
I thought the final words were, "This is going to hurt."
Well, the final words that I'd like to remember, it's my bardic regaling of our story, and I think I'll fabricate and weave the words in whichever form of Dana they represent in my own way.
Did you say fabricate? Another patron overhears, perks up at the word fabricate, walks over, and says, "Did I hear you say fabricate?"
Yes, fabricate, weave, string, build, words of inspiration, regaling tales of heroic battles, epic sagas.
Yes, I am an inventor myself. And boy, do I have a story to tell. Friends, let me introduce myself. Pisco's the name. Rand Pisco. I'm an inventor. And I know everybody's got a story, but ain't nobody got a story like this one. It all started in Glaciava. I was hitting the
I'm
shadows.
going to need you to stop right now. Have you recently massacred an entire village under the guise of pretending to be a dragon? And are you going to frame us for your murder tonight?
It is a very important question. We've had some poor experiences with storytellers.
Well, Kamatchkalan is to the west, but this is not Westworld, and I don't have that story. I've got a different story to tell.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get out my notebook. I want you to start from the very, very beginning and don't leave out any well-oiled, juicy detail.
Did you say oil?
I did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oils, please.
No, thank you.
What's Go ahead.
Yes?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your story. I just thought you were ordering us oil to drink.
Yes, I was. Oils.
Oh,
What
no.
does one do
It's
with
a tavern.
oil?
That's what you drink. Oils.
No, we drink spirits.
Oh,
Except for Sky. Sky drinks water.
You said you liked oils. That's the regional accent.
Yeah, it's because I'm from the Bronx, the South Side.
Right. Right. So, yes. Around on me.
Okay.
Wait, the Bronx, you say?
Oh no, they're multiplying.
You come from the
Well,
Bronx.
well, I've come from there. I've gone to there. I travel all around there. Of course, the Bronx.
I've been there at least once, I think.
Where are the
Well, if you have a
Bronx?
story about the Bronx, you're going to have to get in line behind Mr. Pisco, where I am in the process of writing down his epic saga, which you so rudely interrupted.
Oh, I don't tell stories, I create them.
No, I tell the story after you tell me the story, but I tell it better than you told it to me.
Did
With
you say
artistic
fabricate?
flair. Yes,
I
fabricate,
don't think you
weave,
understand.
string, however you want to call it. Call me a minstrel, call me a charlatan, call me a lawyer, whatever it is you want to call me. Call me something.
Please
With
don't
gold.
call
Something.
me
Nice to
lawyer.
meet you.
What should I call you? And the little gnome has like walked across and it's like, you were staring. What should I call you?
That's Elvira.
Oh, no. No shiny clad suit folks here at this table. I'm sorry, we abscond from this meeting. And I'm flying to an empty table.
That was kind of rude.
She is sometimes rude, but she means well.
She
The
afraid
bird
of
is like that.
We are afraid of shiny suited people in general. Please do not frame us for your murder this evening.
Oh, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Seems kind of fashionist to be afraid of people in shiny armor.
Well, you see, it all happened less than a week ago. Really. I think time is weird. But
No, you're telling it all wrong. You have to add the music. Sai, you have to add the music.
okay.
And I'll start to
take
play my
out
lute
little-
while you tell our story.
Okay. I take out my little bird pipes, realize that you're starting, and then put them away. The bird pipes are super clean. So, the last time we went to a tavern, someone else was wearing shiny clothes, and then they got killed. And then we got framed for their murder, so we tried to find out who murdered them. But what we found out was that they were a total jerkwad who deserved their murder. But then they came back from the dead and tried to kill us, so we had to kill them for real that time. And then there was a hurricane, I think. And also there is something in the ocean, more than the thing that we killed, or the other thing that we killed. And we had to blow up the boat. So then we wound up here. And the crabs tried to eat us. They were very prickly.
I was going to try to reassure you, but I think my reassurance would make you more nervous now.
I am not nervous at all. I just
It will
don't
be
feel
okay.
like dealing with being framed for murder again.
You guys sound like interesting people. Interesting.
I suppose. Have you seen a rather beautiful woman going by here? We are missing one of our party.
I don't.
She is flesh and blood, both of her.
I feel like I would have noticed a pair of beautiful women wandering through here. There are not many interesting people to watch. It's
Oh no,
funny.
no, just one. Just one.
Just
Okay.
one body.
She can change her face?
No.
One body, two people. Story for a different day.
But anyway, if you haven't seen her,
Not unless she is warforged. Or forged like the rest.
She is war-furied, but not war-forged.
Just then,
Nope, the only
door-
other flesh and blood I've seen is y'all and this shiny armor gal over here.
I am not flesh and blood, but thank you for your compliment.
Well, you are compared to everything else in this town.
I am organic, it's true.
So how, like, looking at Nyx, how did you get here?
Oh, you know, I travel everywhere, never stay in one place for long. Not sure how I got here exactly. I just kind of woke up on the beach with a fish in my mouth. It was a good fish.
Well, hope it was a nice beach. Have a good night. Sigh, Shield, don't we have guild business to attend to?
just then, the door opens to the tavern. A decrepit, gnarled old woman storms in, demanding loan payment to the barkeep. The bank and I have the same purpose in life: to make money, not to support a bunch of deadbeats.
Elvira, I don't think I like her.
The barkeep says, Mrs. Deagle, please, please, it's going to happen. You have to promise. It's about to turn around. We're starting to get real flesh and blood people here. You just have to be patient.
Shield will look over at Pisco. Who is that?
Well, that's Mrs. Deagle, and you don't want to owe Mrs. Deagle any money. I took a loan out one time, and then the compounding interest, day after day. Oh, I'm still trying to dig out of that hole. Oof. Ooh, speaking of holes, speaking of travels, speaking of digging, were we speaking of travels? Were we speaking of... You look like travelers.
I love traveling.
Yes, well, no traveler's pack is completed. Did I mention I was an inventor? Yes, no traveler's pack is complete without the outhouse buddy. And he reaches out and shows you a gadget. Yes, the outhouse buddy. What is an outhouse buddy?
Mr. Pisco. How fitting of a name. But you see, our packs are actually full, as well as our plates and our load and everything that we would even be able to put in a portable outhouse. And no offense, but if you don't have an interesting story that's not a marketing employee, we have to.
Speaking as your portable outhouse, I would like to hear what he has to say.
Shield is going to sigh very deeply and let the
stop.
mask come down and light a pipe.
You see, it's got a toothbrush, it's got a toothpick, it's got a razor, a mirror, and more. Now, how much would you say you'd expect to pay for something like this with all these gadgets in one, folks? How much? 5 gold pieces? That sounds fair. Well, it's not 5 gold pieces. It's not 4 gold pieces or even 3 gold pieces. It would be a steal at a 2 measly gold piece price. But today, folks, you can have this amazing innovation for the low price of just 1 measly, skimpy, humble gold piece. But wait, there's more. If you act now, I'll throw in a second bathroom buddy for free.
What do you do with a toothbrush?
Well, you brush your teeth. You brush your leaves. You brush your branches. What can't you do?
I do not think I need one, but thank you for telling me about it.
Brush your bark.
I have Elvira for that.
You can't fight a dragon with it.
It would need to be
No, you can't fight a dragon with this, but you can fight a dragon with the Chop-O-Matics. Or maybe perhaps some ginseng knives.
You know, hey, Mr. Pisco,
Yes.
how much would I have to invest into you to get you to go away?
Well, you see, I've got to pay Mrs. What's her name again? I've got to pay Mrs. Deagle all that compounding interest. So if you were to buy 2 outhouse buddies,
I'll buy an outhouse buddy if we'll go
that
away.
sounds an awful
Gizmo.
would be your financial lender. And if we are lending financial aid, there needs to be some ROI at the end of the year. See, we're a traveling business guild, and we like to make sure our investments
right now.
into, maybe Mrs. Deagle and I should have a conversation away from you and your inventions.
Gizmo, stop.
Smile on the
Close to
beak.
Miss Hill. Stop. Close to Miss Hill. Oh no, not now. Later.
What is he talking
Guys,
to?
I think he's gone cuckoo.
Who are you talking to? Do you also have another person living inside of you?
Have you experienced a blow to the head recently? Are you well?
I'm so well. Yes.
Would you
Of
like
course.
to experience a blow to the head? Shield is very good at them.
Oh, thank you.
Is Mr. Pisco organic or inorganic?
Inorganic.
Maybe he's got a screw loose.
But
You start to notice a tuft of hair here and there in some of the joints in Mr. Pisco.
I start like examining him closely, just trying to figure out, is there someone organic inside of him?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Investigation is 15.
Yeah, there's something like something furry, fairly small, sort of not bouncing, not crawling, but frolicking in there somewhere in the gears, amongst the gears. Yeah, something's in there.
If that's a rat, I'm
I
happy
think
this
he's got something
established.
stuck in there. Can I try to like get it out?
Rand Pisco is not like that. He's like, what? Friend.
Oh, sorry.
Please.
I think you had something. Okay.
You've only just met. You should probably have dinner first.
You
Are-
seem
are
to have an
you-
infestation of some kind.
Infestation. No, that's just Gizmo.
I'm gonna need more explanation than that.
Come on out. And Mr. Pisco brings out his buddy, which is coming up on the screen right now. You've never seen anything like it.
Does it smell like something I'd like to eat?
Wait a minute. That thing's not going to land on my face and make something burst out of my guts, is it? Because I'm sick of creatures I've never seen before.
I desperately want to leave this town.
It's
a real get
It's
out.
very soft. It's very small. It is very cute. You
I
can't
would like
figure
to
out
take
if
the
there's a
brand
face or
and see if it crawls up.
everything seems to be some sort of tail. All of it.
Is this an oolong?
There's no beginning, no end. It's very oolong. I don't know that it can be turned into tea, but I don't know that it can't be.
An oolong as opposed to an oo short.
Right. As opposed to an ooh child. Yep.
I haven't asked its age.
Yeah,
But I would like to reach out a branch to see how it responds.
Okay.
Hey,
Make a
It's infested.
charisma check.
I'm not very good at that.
Animal
but
handling would work.
I'm slightly better at that.
Okay.
2.
It's slightly better than one.
So that's a
Oh,
that's a
no.
fumble then.
Wasn't that one?
Okay, it jumps up into the branches and is running all over your branches.
My goodness. That tickles.
Yeah, it does tickle. It certainly does tickle.
How many of its limbs appear to be working as limbs versus tails?
Yeah, it's very confusing. It's really confusing. That exact question is very confusing.
I feel like jumping into the branches and chasing it.
Do it.
Valid.
Give in. Do it.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. There's like a part of me that's like, I'm so sorry as I like jump into size branches.
Self-control is for people who aren't cats.
I'm gonna have to have the whole place fumigated before I can go to sleep tonight. A rodent and a feline in my space? Can an avian get some respect around here?
Hey, you'll
Uh,
thank me when I catch this thing.
I won't thank you at all. I'll thank you for going away because you have eyes that look like they want to eat me. I watched you lick your lips 3 times in our initial conversation.
You're imagining things. I don't eat birds.
How dare you insinuate that I have birds for brains and would ever imagine something? You sound like that lawyer. Are you the lawyer? Is your name you're Sammy in disguise, aren't you? Is this a political scheme for me to not run against you as mayor next year? I knew it. Oh, the whole thing is a scam.
Alvira, are you fucking well?
I'm just gonna stare at you like, what the fuck are you on
I'm
about?
as well as I've ever been.
Meanwhile, I am chasing this damn thing.
Mr.
As,
Pisco.
as my branches are all shaking, when she says she's as well as she's ever been, I'll say, I've never been entirely sure how well that was.
Mr. Pisco looks at Shield up and down and says, it might just fit on you.
I don't do that kind of thing.
It might just fit. Yes. Broad chest, yes. Have you ever worn metal armor, sir?
We'll say long ago.
Yes. Well, I might just have invented something for you. I call it Jenny's two-tone cuirass. It will go on your chest and protect you just like that.
I see.
Yes.
I might have a friend who's more on the market for that, but I prefer to stay light.
Fair enough. And that outhouse buddy, would that interest you?
Wait, say that again? Was that still directed at me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Say that again.
The outhouse buddy, would that interest you?
No. I think I'm rather well off.
Yeah, mirror, a look in the mirror every once in a while wouldn't hurt, and a brush to maybe clean up some of those areas, and a razor blade here and there,
Shield is going to put the mask back on, put out the pipe, and toss the hood back up. I believe I'm going to smoke outside.
And yeah. So no sale on the old Chop-O-Matics, huh?
He is going to begin walking for the door.
I will follow you, complete with cat and fuzzy thing.
Oh, God.
I'm following the menagerie.
I will.
Who's left?
Not.
Who's left? Who's left next to Pisco?
I'm inside because I want to talk to Mrs. Deagle.
Okay, you're the only one left inside?
Think so.
Okay, everyone else left. You overhear Pisco saying, "Oh gosh, I didn't even get to tell them the 3 rules. Oh no."
The 3 rules. Look, I'll buy 3 of your outhouse buddies if you tell me the 3 rules. I'm not trying to catch another murder case.
3 of them. Ooh, okay, 3 gold pieces then. Oof. Well, wait a second. If you can afford 3 gold pieces, would you like 2 outhouse buddies and a chop-o-matics?
I would like 3 gold pieces for 3 rules. I don't care what comes behind the gold pieces aside from the rules. Do you got bills to pay, or do you got bills to pay?
Okay, here, take the ginseng knives. Look at the well-crafted handles out of ginseng root. Now listen, you'll get extra energy, and if you ever come across something that can't be cut by normal things, ooh, these things will slice through anything. The ginseng knives.
Guy's gonna love me with extra energy. What else do you have to piss off the rest of my party? I think we should be friends. Keep talking.
Well, we have Jenny's 2-tone caress, which will protect you from anything.
Something less heavy. We don't have a lot of carry weight.
Fair enough. The chop-o-matics.
Sure. 1 gold piece for that, 1 gold piece for the knives, and 1 gold piece for the toothbrush, because I'm going to give it to Shield for the next holiday that comes up, because he's a really nice guy.
Deal. Sold.
All right. What are the rules?
Oh, well, to tell you the rules, I'd have to tell you the story.
Okay. Is it a... Wait, can I have the synopsis of the story, the trailer?
Sure, I'll cut it down for you. You see, it all started in Glaciava. I was hitting the shops, trying to move a little merchandise, maybe find a little something here and there. Yes. And I was led down in this basement by this kid. He said, "Well, go ahead, mister, look around, see if there's something you like." And it was densely packed with nicks and knacks. Nicks and knacks. You know, some shops have nicks, other shops have knacks. Often, you don't get a shop with nicks and knacks, but this one did. And then finally...
They also have bric-a-brac in those shops.
Bric-a-brac for sure they did. How did you know? Have you been there?
Yeah, I maybe have been to Glaciava before, but continue with your story. It's very interesting.
Okay, all right. I picked up this one lamp and I said, "Ooh, is this thing real?" And he said, "Everything in here is real, sir, and everything's for sale." It was just then I heard us.
Did you rub the lamp?
I didn't rub the lamp. I was afraid. He said it was real. Why would I do that?
You know, stranger things have happened for less interesting items. Anyways, continue.
Very true. It was just then I heard a squeaky, squealy, squawky sequence song. And inside a little cage was what would become my best friend in this world. And I said,
The fuzzball?
"I've got to have you. I've got to have you. I got to bring you home." And they said, "Oh, no, not for sale." And I said, "You said everything's for sale." And they said, "Oh, no, not that. You're not qualified. You can't possibly bring little Gizmo home." And I said, I must. And I made a deal, because that's what I do. I make deals. You didn't think you were going to buy the bathroom buddy from me, did you? You didn't think you were going to do it. And yet, here you are. Not just with the old outhouse buddy, but you've got yourself a chop-o-matics and ginseng knives too. But they said, just before I left, they said, there's 3 rules. There's 3 rules. Rule number 1. No light. Doesn't like bright lights. Sunlight, terrible. Will kill him. Rule number 2. No water. No rain. Not even a bath. No water.
And if you say don't feed this thing after midnight, I'm putting my
Rule
in my back and
number
walking up.
3. Never feed him after midnight.
I'll roll an insight check to see if I heard a story while traveling to Glaciava of something.
I've been so careful and so perfect all the way here, all the way from Glaciava. My little buddy. I never thought he'd leave me, but seemed like he did. Anyway,
Well,
best of
you
luck.
can have him back. He can't stay in my tree. Well, it's my friend who I just happen to live inside of. Don't ask questions. But I have been in the tree the longest, and it is my tree. And I shall call it Sigh. Aside, you can have your fuzzball back. But I thought these rules were going to be important and pertinent to Miss Deagle.
Speaking of Miss Deagle, here you go, Miss Deagle. Here you go. I'm sorry. I told you I'd get the money. I told you. And the 3 gold pieces you handed over go straight to Mrs. Deagle's hands. And her claws grip them and put them in her overladen bag. Nary a smile, nary a nod, nary a thank you. And she looks at the bartender and says, "I'll be back tomorrow." Then leaves.
I would like to have a seat at the bar, and I'm going to watch over my shoulder for my friends. I'm going to talk to the bartender.
Okay. Friends are gone. They've left.
They left me. Oh, good. All right.
We're just outside, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Well, got my own.
Sigh. Roll me a survival check. On a it's a DC 10.
I rolled a 22.
Okay, it is not raining out.
Can I roll to catch this damn thing?
Sure.
What should I roll?
Let's see. That'd be probably, you could either do an unarmed strike or an animal handling or a sleight of hand.
Okay. Oh fuck.
Slippery.
7.
Yeah. What was your dice roll?
5.
Yeah, you get a feel, but you just can't quite grip it. It's hard to tell where the feet are, where the tail is, and where the body is. It all seems like it's all tail or body or feet. Very soft though, and it's got a little squealy. What is it? Squeaky, squealy, squawky sequence or song?
You know what? Can I use command on it?
Maybe. Go ahead, try it.
Okay, so that's a wisdom throw with a DC 14.
DC what?
14.
Okay. Can you read command to me?
Yeah, you speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range. Target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its turn.
Okay, what's the command?
The command is freeze.
It's saved. Got a 19.
No, are you fucking kidding me?
It's 18. It rolled an 18 naturally.
Oh my god. All right. And then I'm going to keep chasing it, I guess.
Okay.
Are they playing a game?
They seem to be playing a game. Yeah. Frolicking. It looks like a lot of frolicking.
It tickles to be a game board.
I'm trying so hard to get this thing out of your branches.
All right, so here's what you've got as you've walked outside. So this is a very small settlement. There is a tavern, so there is a place to sleep. It is a settlement almost entirely of Warforged folks who work in the guano industry. So it is a lot of collection. It is a lot of consolidation, packing, and preparation for shipment. So that's essentially the industry here. Warforged don't necessarily need to sleep or eat or have the normal sort of infrastructure that a town of organic folks would need. So everyone seems to be pretty focused on the industry, and there are. I wouldn't call it a place where there are homes. There are certainly shelters for sure. The shelters look more like workshops than homes. So very small place, about 200 total inhabitants, and it looks like pretty long, low warehouse / workshop type building where they go in and out of. No evidence that there are much in the way of breaks. Just pretty much people working the industry.
What is this place?
They do
Cat who is in my branches, and also small organic one.
Mhm.
What is this place?
They do some sort of like mining of like bird guano here for fertilizer.
Bird guano is delicious.
Yes. This
That's not my adjective, but sure.
side to you, this just, again, it smells like Willy Wonka's factory. It smells like you were dropped in a French bakery. It smells like you walked into a Fogo de Chao. It is everything you could ever hope for here.
This I would spend money to get.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't your friend give it to you for free?
Yes. Sometimes.
Forgive
are
me.
you done
It's the
smoking?
implication that aloe vera makes you pay for it sometimes.
No. When she has options, she generally goes outside of my tree.
I see. Shield is going
That
to
seems considerate.
aggressively smoke the pipe.
All right, it is near dark. It's certainly dusk. It is, the days are long this time of year. So I believe we established it was almost summer, end of spring. Yep. So it could be 11 p.m., something like that. The sun is very low, but not gone.
At this point, I would like to use psychic whispers and try to tell this creature to stop wriggling so much. Because no one is going to be able to sleep tonight if it keeps tickling me.
Okay. Is there a check?
As an action, I can do this for up to 3 creatures I see. I roll a d8. I rolled a 1, so for 1 hour, the chosen creature can speak telepathically with me as long as we are within a mile of each other. We don't
Okay.
need to speak a common language. This is important. We do not need a common language to understand each other.
You're going to speak through what is known as pheromones, I think. It's a regional dialect. What would you like to say? Stop wriggling?
Stop wriggling. No one will get any sleep if you don't settle down tonight.
Okay.
Thank you. What is your name?
Gizmo.
Right. He mentioned that. What are you doing up there?
Just a little light frolicking.
Understood. Are you planning to stay there long?
What? I'm sorry. I got distracted.
How long are you going to stay in my branches? Because I don't think that my bird would like it very much if you stayed. She doesn't share well.
What? I'm sorry. What?
Why are you so annoying?
Is it possibly distracted enough by this conversation for me to catch it now?
Go ahead and try. Let's see.
$14.
Let's roll. Let's roll against it and see. Give a. Yeah, 7. So you snap it up. You
Yay,
suddenly
I caught
realize
it.
There's like a center point somehow. There's a center of mass in there.
Gotcha.
Okay, now what?
I'm gonna. I don't know what to do after this point because I definitely don't want to eat it because it's weird. Be like, what do you want me to do with it?
Hang on.
You
I
could
think
give it.
it's hungry. And I'm going to shout through the door, Elvira, can you bring out some snacks? I think the furball thing is hungry.
I'm gonna holler over my shoulder. No, don't feed it. Well, not yet. Wait, yet. I don't know. There's rules to that thing.
You could just give it back.
Do you want to go back?
What's that, Sonny?
You could just give it back.
I will ask. And then in my head I ask it, do you want to go back?
What? What? I'm sorry.
I can't tell if it wants to go back or not. It's having a lot of trouble focusing.
I'm gonna gingerly climb out of your branches and I guess walk back into the tavern and try to give it back.
All right.
Mr.
You
Cheeseburger, I have a question.
Yes. Bacon.
What is my cat doing with this other cat in our branches?
So are you asking me?
Yeah, because I took the cat from the boat, and it is now my cat. We have a house pet, Sai and I.
What was the cat's name?
Fluffy Cooper now.
Okay. Okay.
A little bit of a rebrand with some
Alright.
homage to its previous owner.
Good pivot there. I like that. Yeah, no, the cat is was really torn between killing this thing or purring up next to it. But then another larger cat with a light behind its eyes showed up. So it's been in the corner, just sort of hiding, trying to figure out what's happening up in the branches. So trying to stay out of the way.
Writes in notes, big cat bullies tiny cat, not okay.
I didn't do anything.
There will be a reprimand for this.
There will be reparations for bullying my cat, Fluffy Cooper.
Where's the water spritzer?
No water.
Do you
The
want me to release
the cat's
this thing?
name, by the way, was Newt.
Newt.
Cat's
Well,
name
it's
was
Fluffy
Newt.
Cooper now.
Fluffy Cooper. Okay. All right. Okay. Where were we?
I'm trying to give this damn thing back to Pisco.
Okay. All right. Takes it. Well, let's see what happens. What happens? Okay, make a. As you get close, it's going to try to escape your grapple
Oh
and make an athletics check. You have to beat a 17.
no. Oh no. I got a 13.
Okay. Jumps out of your grasp and jumps onto a table and starts to frolic about. Not a big deal to you. I mean, same room. Alvira, you notice that on that table there are multiple glasses and flagons of ale or oil, as they call it here. And it starts to frolic around. Not a big deal.
I wash my hands of this.
Wash. Okay. Wash. Yes. Wash. Yes. Okay. We are going to roll a d6 on a 1 and 2. Nothing happens. On a 3 and 4, a flagon of ale is knocked over, but it's empty. And on a 5 or 6, a flagon of ale that is full is knocked over, and Gizmo gets wet.
I got a 3.
Okay. 3. Flagon of ale gets knocked over, but it's empty.
Meanwhile, outside, Sai is going to dig the roots into the soil and look at Sunny, kind of turn my trunk towards Sunny and go, "So are you familiar with Mushulu?"
No, should I be?
I don't know. I'm just curious to learn more about Mushulu, and so I wanted to ask you because you might be you look like you might be a cleric, and I think Mushulu might have clerics, or at least want them. I don't understand Mushulu. That's why I asked you.
Oh, I just like the sun a lot.
So do I. We have that in common. The sun tastes almost as good as bird poop.
Sun is amazing.
Do you eat the sunlight?
No, but I wouldn't be me without it.
Is that not true of all organic things?
I guess. I feel like I talk to the sun, and the sun helps.
I have never tried talking to the sun or Mushulu.
It is the way of
Sonny,
gods worthy.
Sonny, why don't you tell everyone your where you come from? Let's hear your life story.
Okay. Well, I sort of grew up deep in the Underdark. And I don't know, when I was kind of pretty young, it was a while ago. Well, my family found a halfling paladin who came down there and didn't survive down there because you need to be small and quiet to get around safely. It's really easy to get eaten by a bunch of different things, and he did. But he had this nice sun amulet, and he had a book that told about the sun, and I thought it took me a while to figure out how to read it. But then I really liked it, and my parents thought I was weird and didn't really understand why I was interested. But the sun is cool. How can you not think the sun is amazing? And so I don't know. I hope to someday see it. And then something. So I would talk to through and ask him about the sun. I got a lot of weird looks, but it was okay because sometimes he told me things. And then one time, this kind of grumpy man said, "Sure, I'll tell you about the sun," and came off. And then he bit me and tried to make me a vampire, and it didn't stick because the sun in my heart burnt him up. And but before that happened, he kind of ate the rest of my family. And so then I decided to leave and come up to the sun. And I managed to go through and like sneak my way out from there, up through Kindermont, and then kind of made it up here. And then there was the sun, and it was amazing. And then there was rain, and that isn't as amazing, but it was still kind of cool. Felt really big. And then the sun came back out. The sun will always come back out. You can rely on the sun. It'll be there when you need it. And so then I was wandering around, just going places the sun shines. Though I don't like this place a whole lot. It's kind of boring. Do you have a way to get off of it?
I would like very much to leave, except for the fact that it tastes so good here. So I would like to buy some of the food here first. But not the oil. That is not good food.
I'm pretty certain I think these places exist entirely to sell the food that you like.
Wonderful. I should have to ask Elvira how to make a purchase.
Yes. And at that, please, Nyx, roll another d6. The frolicking continues.
Another 3.
All right. Another flagon has been knocked over, but it is, in fact, empty.
Hey, Mr. World.
Yes.
I would like to make a minor illusion of something that looks like a pink sprinkle frosting donut and dangle it in front of the Giz creature and see if it is distracted.
Of course it is.
All right. I'm going to continue to move that illusion around and kind of like bait it like you would a cat. And I'm going to chuckle at Nyx. And then I'm going to use it to make the thing get off the table. And I'm going to make the illusion look like it goes right into Pisco's joint and see if Gizmo follows for the donut.
Okay, is there a save to that minor illusion?
is not. It is a cantrip. No save.
Okay. All right. A frolicking occurs, but it starts to move. Roll a d6.
That's a 4.
Okay. Knocks over a flagon, but it's empty. Okay. It starts to move and it jumps across from one table to the next. It's the next table closer to Mr. Pisco, who is telling his tale again to the bartender. Clearly, the bartender has heard this story 150 times at least. But the bartender, being a good automaton, is nodding. He's got the eyebrow movements as though it's the first time, and is saying, "Wow, that's crazy," and "No, for real." It's got all the prompt responses. No way. What? That's crazy. No, really? And then what? That's crazy. Okay, roll another d6 as it scampers, following the donut.
That's another 4.
Okay, knocks an empty glass. A lot of empty glasses on these tables. They really need someone to help clean up. But it's empty. It's getting to the end of the table. It's got one more leap up to the bar. Roll one more d6.
2.
Perfect shot. It jumps right up onto Mr. Pisco and dives into the joints and is in there safely. My best friend in the world. Gizmo, you'll never believe it. We made a sale today. We made 3 sales, 3 gold pieces. Of course, yes, Mrs. Deagle took it all, but that's okay. We made the sale.
After he gets in inside of Pisco, I would like to send a telepathic communication to Sai and indicate that I would like to speak with the bartender about the lady squeezing him out because I feel it's unjust and it probably goes against things that good people stand for.
Okay.
You hear, okay, but make it quick. I want to buy some of this bird poop.
I can literally make it for you for free. Can you come inside, please? All of you. Bring your shiny friends so that way we can't be accused of murder.
I will sigh and say, Elvira says to come inside. Shield, are you done smoking yet?
Yes. Shield will kind of knock the ashes off the pipe and put everything back in place.
Oh, Bright One, are you coming too?
Of course. You guys are the only thing interesting that's been happening.
That is not always a good thing. And I will start moving inside very slowly.
Mr. Question about the appearance of Mrs. Deagle. Whenever we saw her, was she very clearly inorganic, like a chubby mom's robot? Or was she organic?
Organic. Yep.
All right. Just collecting my case notes for when I stand on my soapbox here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for the J'accuse.
I have a great plan. I have a whole plan. I have an idea. It's a good idea. We should talk about it as you get to the bar.
I mean, do you ever stop talking?
Who even are you, feline?
I'm Nyx. Who are you?
I am none of your business. Don't you have mice to chase or something?
Would you prefer I chased you?
As Shield
It's been
approaches the bar, he will see these two
on it.
bickering again and heave a mighty sigh before he sits down at the end of the bar.
I'm just gonna glare at you, at Elvira.
Don't take it personal. I'm just an asshole. It's all right.
Yeah, well, Nix isn't taking your shit.
So, friends, I'll say quietly in a circle away from Pisco and the bartender. You know, when we got here and we were sitting here chilling and all of that, and then that lady came in. Notice I said lady, right? What is a lady doing squeezing coins from a bunch of not ladies? Don't you think that's a little rude? Since they already can't do what they want to do on their own, somebody has to make them and stuff. Shouldn't she just go do alive lady things and leave these robots alone?
Maybe. Maybe she's. It sounded like she was their banker.
I think it was a little deeper than banker, maybe a banker on paper to seem legitimate, but definitely some shady underground dealings.
I mean, shouldn't you ask the affected individuals what they think of her?
Well, that's my plan after I confer with my guildmates. We're
Just give
a
them all
3-person
2 cents.
partnership. Your 2 cents can go right back into your pocket. I have all the gold I need. Keep your coppers. This is a 3-partner guildship here. If you join, you'll be associates at the guild, but we are named partners. Sai, Shield, Alvira, and Co.
There's all
Okay?
manner of paperwork, you see.
There it is, and I'm going to flip my notebook out and look super important.
You have to bench press a certain amount as well.
We leave that all to Sai and Shield.
Psychiatric test.
So my thought is, speaking of banking, right? Why don't we help this bartender be relieved of the pressures of this unjust society?
You're gonna pay his debt?
More like break the tax collector's legs if she proves to be unsavory.
Actually, somewhere in the middle of all of that, I was thinking.
Did you want me to hang him upside down?
No, not the bartender. He seems to be the victim here.
Did you ask him if he is the victim?
I haven't talked to him without conferring with my guildmates first. I didn't want to make any decisions moving forward in the persecution of this unjust society without your permission to, for lack of a better phrase, flap my beak.
Is this, Sonny, is this society unjust?
I don't know. I've only been here for a little bit. This is not where I'm from. I just was wandering through, and this is where I ended up.
Elvira, we've been here less time than that.
Yes, but you went outside and I stayed inside and I talked and you walked. You see?
I was talking to the fuzzy thing.
Yes, well, I talked to the P-bot and he explained a few things.
Oh. Well, it is so hard to tell who are gardeners and who are not.
Yes.
But if you want to flap your beak, then by all means.
Well, do you want to hear my plan? Because it's somewhere in the middle of paying off their debt and breaking their kneecaps.
Okay. But you know that if it doesn't involve violence, Shield will get bored, and then he will provoke violence somewhere.
Which is why it's in the middle of breaking kneecaps. We're not going to go straight for the kneecap, maybe just a little lower at the end. Some hematomas, hairline fractures, nothing actually broken, nothing noticeable. Soap in a sock. Whole deal, right? Don't ask where I learned that. It was the pirate's life before this. So, my idea. my idea. Listen. So clearly this bar is in debt to that lady. And that lady is the only regular organic being in this place. What if we just simply offer her a little competition, pay off his debts, have a minor profit, continual flow of gold. He can continue to oversee operations, and then he doesn't have to feel the weight of her, and we just have a little kickback. So that way, when we retire and run political campaigns in Astoria after all of our adventuring, then we're well funded.
Does this bar even make money?
Well, I think so. It's a tavern. They come here to get oil. Have you seen the oil prices?
How does that make you any better than her?
Well, I mean, I don't have to take his money, but I would like her to stop.
I don't think this inn is very profitable if he can't even pay off Mrs. Deagle in the first place.
Well, how do we know why he has to pay Mrs. Deagle? We haven't asked him yet. Maybe she came in and said, I'm going to offer you some protection.
Maybe we should ask instead of jabbering so much.
Well, maybe I wanted to ask my friends before I asked the person, so I didn't jabber about something that we weren't going to fix in the first place, because the worst thing on the planet to give somebody is hope. Hope is the most dangerous weapon. It makes people do things that are unsavory and unkind. So if I made them feel hopeful that we were going to fix the problem without talking to my friends who were actually going to help me fix the problem, then that would make me an even bigger asshole than the money squeezer. Don't you think?
But
You know,
let's
you
just
can ask people for information without offering them a solution.
I mean, I could, but I didn't want to. Who even are you? Don't you have mice to chase or something? Yes,
all
yes,
you're
you're
gonna
very
get.
sassy. My same thing.
I'm going to
Have you
turn
met
around
Fluffy
and talk to the
Cooper? A
bartender.
much cuter version of you.
Okay, bartender.
Go ahead.
Oh, crap. Now I can't think of anything to say. Barkeep.
Yes.
Tell me more about that old crusty crone that was bitching about money.
crusty.
Mrs. Deagle?
Yeah, that one.
Is she crusty?
Yeah.
Crusty, like crustacean. Like, or like crusty, like, bread?
Like old.
Old. In need of repairs? In need of maintenance?
Yes, it appeared so.
Yes. Mrs. Deagle. She's the vice president of fertilizer production operations.
Vice president. And does the vice president usually come all the way down to collect money?
She's here every day. It's what she does. Keeps the books.
Is this part of that incorporation company?
Which one is that?
Intermodal?
Investment Intermodal. Yes. I work for them.
Oh, fucking course she works for them. See? Now you know why it's better for us to sing to this tavern.
Having just learned this sound from Nyx, I would like to try to hiss.
Yeah. You've refined your standard rustling to something that is yeah, it's like a whistle through the branches. It's almost a hiss, yeah.
Do we not like this intermodal thing?
They practice clear-cut logging.
No.
Also, they kill villages by pretending to be dragons, maybe. They have something to do with Mushulu, maybe.
This sounds like an adventure.
It was, but not the good kind.
All adventures are the good kind.
No.
So you owe
Okay.
her money?
Just at the mention of Mashulu, you notice a couple of fellas at the end of the bar. One of them, they're eating a little plate of sharp cheese, lettuce leaf, dented tomato, and a dark savory jam. It's what's known as a plowman's meal. It's actually the only meal you can really get here. And one of them says, "Interesting you should say that. Oh, barkeep, a shaggoth's old peculiar, please." And the other guy says, "Oh, I could murder me a shaggoth's. Oh, that should be the marketing slogan. I should write that and suggest it. A round of shaggoths. I could murder me a shaggoth's. Ooh." Ah, yes. Might as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb, I say. Yes.
I have questions. And I move
Me
across the
too. What's a
bar
mushulu?
to just kind of lean over them. I will look back at the cat and go, I don't know, but I think I like it. Anyway, I'm very curious about it. I think.
Okay.
However, and I lean over them, what is a shaggus?
They lift up a pint. Shaggoth's old peculiar. Oh, I can murder me a shaggoth's.
Is that oil or
Oh, yes, they call it oil. They call it stout. They call it's a stout oil. Yes, it is.
a stout oil, otherwise known as beer? Okay, enjoy your beer. And I just stand there awkwardly while they drink.
All right. There's one tall, thin human, named Wilf. You pick this up from them talking to each other. The other is a round-faced halfling with wide-set eyes and a wide mouth like a frog. His name is Seth. And Seth says to Wilf, "You know what eldritch means? Eldritch means peculiar, weird, bloody odd. That's what eldritch means." And Wilf says, "Yeah, you know what gibbous means? Gibbous? Gibbous means the moon's nearly full." "Yeah, well, you know what batrachian means? It means it looks like frogs." "No, it doesn't. It means camel-like." They're sitting getting drunk.
That's apparent.
I figure I will stay here while Hooli goes to talk to the
Okay.
bar.
Then he says, "Camel-like. You ever had a roasted camel hump? Ooh, after a few weeks alone in the desert, there's nothing like it. Ooh, you've never even been in a desert," the other one says. "Let's say I've been on a pilgrimage to the tomb of a Naga in Socotra. So I'm thinking to myself, ooh, I could murder me a camel hump." Seth looks over at Yusai and says, "He gets like this after a few drinks."
Interesting.
And he continues, "Ooh, the gibbous moon hung low over the eldritch and batrachian inhabitants of the Squamish Dunnage."
This is entertaining. Then I'll just keep watching while
Okay.
Elvira goes to talk to the bartender. I figure she'll call me.
Seth looks at you again. He says, "How are you? You said Mashulu, right?"
Yes, I am very curious about this entity. Well,
Yeah,
maybe
we're acolytes of the great Mashulu.
Oh, your heart belongs to him? Them? Them?
Ooh, you know the song?
I do.
Oh, yes.
Good song. I learned it from a small child at a lumber camp.
At a lumber camp, you say? Exciting, exciting. A lumber camp.
Yes, we were providing a security detail.
Okay.
They've had some troubles. Anyway, what can you tell me about them besides the fact that they inspire great songs?
Well, I'm an acolyte, you see, and technically speaking, there's not a lot of acolyting to be done right now. The acolyting is not exactly strenuous work, right? On account of him being asleep, he's not dead, not dead, not dead. The dead cannot eternally lie, but he ranges in eons, and even death can die. Oh, was that something? Is that something? Should I write that down? Does that sound like something? Well,
It sounded
I'm so
very
drunk. You should have
impressive.
written that down. So
Yes.
the business of acolyting is pretty light right now, except for all the sitting and occasional praying. But any day now, our great Mashulu, in his impermanent death, will wake up from his undersea quarters and come up from the ocean depths and consume the world utterly.
Wow. When you say the world, you mean all of it?
All of it, of course.
And what will happen to you when that happens?
I'll be gone. I'll be the first to go. I'll be the first to see it happen. Oh, yes, Mushulu.
You seek oblivion.
I want to stare in the greatness, the vastness, the utterness of it. So here we sit, near the shore, so we can know to be the first ones to see.
I see. So Mushulu is an eldritch.
Oh, no, no. Eldritch. You know what Eldritch means?
Yes, you said it means unknowable.
No, it means peculiar, weird, and bloody odd. Now, he's none of those things. He is the great sleeping one.
Ah, sleeping beneath the waves.
Yes.
How poetic. How does one become an acolyte of Mushulu?
Well, you can start by buying me a round of Shaggoth's Old Peculiar.
Bartender, I need a round of shoggoths.
Yes. Good old Shaggoth's. I could murder me a Shaggoth's.
As long as you're not murdering anything else.
Oh, why resort to such things when the Great One will come and devour the earth entirely?
Right. Do you know when that will happen?
How could I?
That's
But
fair.
I'll be first.
Unless it is after your lifetime, in which case you will spend your life waiting in hope and in vain.
It's any time now. I'm certain of it. Just like my father was, and his father before him.
Right. Fascinating. Very well. I would like to go speak with my friends about this information, but I will be back. Enjoy your beers. And I put my own beer that probably came with the round in front of him and go over. Elvira, Shield, those organics are followers of Mosholo.
You think they'll let us join their organization?
Yes, I think they will.
Isn't this what we wanted to do, right? That's what we wanted to do, join them.
I thought we wanted to investment intermodal. But do this instead.
Well, we had a lot of conversations in our adventuring, and we talked about doing a few different things. But I remember when we were sitting around while Nerys was quartermastering and the captain had just been chest exploded, we were talking about what do we do moving forward. And we had come up with a kind of cockamamie scheme, and I'll say cockamamie because it was my idea in the first place, and decided to join the cult so we could figure some things out about it, because whenever we go asking questions about Mushulu doesn't exist. Investment Intermodal doesn't want to tell us anything because they're so secretive, so the only way to beat them is to join them.
Right. We were either going to join the cult or the company. We hadn't decided which. But we have an opportunity here to join.
I severely doubt we'll get a better one than this.
I mean, yes. Did you know that Mushulu will eat the world? That sounds very exciting.
I
Not
don't
precisely
want
what
to
you call
be
it.
eaten by anything.
I get eaten by things all the time.
Yes, but your eaten and my eaten are entirely different categories of eaten. You regenerate when something takes a bite out of one of your leaves. If something takes a bite out of one of my wings, I do not regenerate.
Well, Shield?
Sunny, you're muted.
Well, we can't let this chance go, so if indeed the plan was to infiltrate the cult, this one is a fool. Might as well take advantage of it.
All right. And I link an arm around your shoulders, Elvira. Put you up in my branches. Walk over to the men in the bar. We would like to join you.
Would you? Well, there's a very rigorous process.
We wish to await the consumption of the world.
Take a seat.
I would prefer to stand.
Okay. Another Shaggots? I could murder me a Shaggots.
Very well. Bartender, they need another Shagus.
Well, you have to have it too.
I cannot. Elvira can have my Shagus.
What if I pour it where we pour your water?
I think my roots would get sticky.
Yes, valid. I'll have two, please.
Okay. All right.
Curiosity might kill the cat, but I'm very interested in what's going on. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna grab the beers from the bartender and bring them over myself. And just pretend that I belong.
Okay, who's drinking a Shaggots? All right. Anyone else?
Sure.
Okay. Shield?
See, I've got some thinkings to do about this one, because this may or may not be considered some mild to moderate blasphemy, and I may or may not have a holy symbol branded into my chest, which is going to be on the difficult side to hide.
Yeah, I think mild to moderate blasphemy sounds about right.
So Shield might sit this one out and try to just hang close.
All right. Okay, everyone make a Constitution save, DC 13.
That is a natural 20 for me.
Cool.
Plus 5, so 25.
Okay.
Nix ain't got a problem. The only problem is that there's not another Shaggets.
I could murder me as Shaggots.
I make it on the dot.
All right.
And what did you tell me I'm giving you? I apologize.
It's a Constitution 13.
That's what I thought. All right.
Actually, 2 over the dot.
I've got an 8.
All right. You start to hear the story about the camel hump, roasted camel hump, and it starts to sound like really, really tasty. And you start to hear about a trip through the desert and defeating a naga, and it sounds really appealing. And you're almost certain that if you were able to go through the desert and defeat a naga, you could join the cult of Mashulu.
To the desert. I don't know. That sounds sketch to go for an eldritch seafaring being. I mean, I know I don't make the rules, and who am I to challenge your culture? I mean, your
You know what eldritch means, don't you?
peculiar, strange, interesting.
Yes. Odd.
What is she on about? Deserts.
But the desert for an octopi. Interesting. Scribbling notes about Mashulu.
She is talking about things that are peculiar and strange, such as Mashulu, who will come and eat the world.
Well, that does seem about how the world might end. So I get
do
it.
believe that being eaten by a giant octopus would indeed be a decent apocalypse.
It's better than all the ones. That
I mean,
talk
I'm all
about
for the
fire
tentacle
and stuff.
game.
You
But
like
is it a
tentacles?
consensual world eating, or is it just doing it all on its own? I have been advised by my counsel to not say anything incriminating against myself under the 33rd Code of Legal Astorian Laws.
Who is your counsel?
Herself.
Myself.
She is also my counsel, and within 2 days, if you stick around, will probably be yours.
I seem, I kind of like you, and I kind of like that big dude over there, and the shiny little dude. But that bird brain over there, she's kind of mean.
Don't let her hear you
I will
say
peck both of your eyes out, fluffy
I'd like
tail.
to see you try.
It wouldn't take much from you.
I'm just gonna stare at you and hit.
It's getting late. It's after midnight.
Oh, don't feed the thing. I forgot to tell you, there's 3 rules for the Gizmo guy. No light, no water, no food after midnight. If he ends up in your branches again.
Why shouldn't I give it water? Everything needs water to live.
I don't know. Long story from Pisco, and all I know is there were 3 rules, and those are the 3 rules. No light, no water, no food after midnight.
Well, it's a good thing we don't have it anymore. It was weird.
I wonder if it's from like.
I would rather have it.
What's that, Sonny?
I wonder if it's from the Underdark, where there was no light, you couldn't really tell what time it was, and like water was only where you found it.
Yeah, it could be. Could very well be.
You'll have to tell me more about the Underdark sometime.
Okay.
That is somewhere I've never been.
It's not the best place to go.
Still,
Hmm.
love to hear about it.
Okay.
So, tentacle god, eldritch being, world swallower thing that we want to follow until it swallows the world. We get to it. How again?
What? What do you mean?
Like, how do we join you guys? You know, we
Oh,
want to follow Mashulu until the world ends too.
well, we could tell you over a nice shaggots. Ooh, I could murder me a shaggots.
I have a question. The only other time that I was in a tavern, someone was worried about alcohol poisoning. Is that a concern with Shagus? Because at this point you've had 5 or more.
Gizmo, where'd you go? All right, roll a d6. That sounds like Gizmo escaped.
Leave it to the bully dog to be Gizmo.
Oh, d6. Gizmo is snuck out. Ouch. Okay.
That's a 5.
That is a 5. Gizmo jumps onto the bar, runs over, and its tail, foot, body, head, tail, something
Gizmo, get off the
knocks over a flagon of Shaggus. A flagon of Shaggus. Ooh, I could murder me a flagon of Shaggus. And it spills it all over its fluffy fur. Ooh, such fluffy fur. Oh, and it as soon as it gets wet, it squeaks, squeak, and jumps down under a napkin. And you see the napkin start to bubble and rumble, and out seems fine. The little puffy, fluffy Gizmo. There he is. Wait, is it slightly different looking? Yeah. Oh, there's another one. And yet one more. Ooh, there's a third. There's 5, 7, 9, 12, 15. There's a bunch of little fluffy fur balls where you aren't sure if it's a tail or a fur ball or a foot or a body or a head.
Is that supposed to happen?
No, it's not supposed to happen, says Pisco. No, 3 rules, not supposed to happen at all. No, this is why we have the rules. These are the rules. This is why we have rules.
Then you should have kept him inside of you.
What do we do now?
I'm not gonna say I told you so, smarty paws, feline, not friend, but I did say no water, no sunlight, no food after midnight.
How is this my fault?
Sonny, give a perception check.
Is that me?
Yep.
19.
19. One thing you notice, the first thing you notice is there is a plowman's that's not been finished. They've been getting so many shaggots shoved at them that they have not taken the time to finish their cheese plate. There is a plowman's on the bar, and you see one of the little furries go and start to sniff at it.
Nope. I run over and grab the cheese plate.
Okay, make a how are you going to do it?
Just dart across it and grab it.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand.
3.
Okay, you dart across, and you grab it immediately, flipping it up, and lettuce flies this way, tomato flies that way, cheese flies the other way, and stuff is flying all over the place.
That's probably not good. Try to use prestidigitation to clean it all up.
Walk me through it. Give me your process.
Sure. Prestidigitation will let you clear like 1 cubic foot. Clean up of 1 cubic foot of like cleaner soiled object. No, and I'm just like, I spilled with things. Part of how I keep the armor shiny is I, prestidigitate all the dirt off, and so I'm prestidigitating all the stuff from the plate into a little pile.
There you go. Whoop, whoop. Fixed. Solved. But it is in a pile. Can you move that pile? So you've got a 10-foot range on there.
I will walk over and try to like pick it up.
Okay.
Right? Just using hands.
Next, you see that there is one of the furries heading right at it. It's leaping at it. Diving. Leaping. There's less frolicery to it. Okay. You're just going to let it leap onto the plowmans? Nix?
Oh, me?
Yep.
No, I definitely think I should try to stop it.
Okay.
How do you want me to try?
You tell me how you want to try.
Oh, I guess can I just try to like capture it again?
Sure.
Oh wait, no, there's so many of them.
Well, there's one in particular that is diving at it.
Okay, I want to try to catch it.
The rest of them are just scattering all over the place.
12.
Okay, let's roll its dexterity against the 12. Let's see what happens. 14. Okay, anybody else want to try anything? It's going to take something like a reaction.
I don't understand the rules, so I'm just watching this happen.
Shield will give it a go. These things are clearly being a nuisance if I'm close enough.
Yeah, you're within 10 feet.
Okay. Then I'll try to like snatch up. Does Shield know the rules? I'll try to snatch up the creature.
Okay.
So that'll be, would you say athletics or?
Yeah, you tell me what you'd like to try.
Yeah, I'll try to grab the little thing.
Okay, you can do an unarmed strike, sleight of hand, animal handling. Any of those would be plausible, I think, unless you have a spell of some sort.
We'll just go for an unarmed strike.
Okay.
Oh no, 7.
Okay. Elvira, would you like to try anything? Have we lost Elvira?
It's going for a plate of food, right?
Yep. He's going for a plate of food.
All right. I am going to shoot the plate of food off the table. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to hit it with a firebolt for 24 to hit the plate. Just not a fireball, a firebolt.
Right.
I'm not burning any orphanages or trees down. I'm just throwing a little sparky spark to get the food off the plate.
Okay. All right. Roll damage.
That was not the part I accounted for. Only the part for hitting it.
Yep. You definitely hit it.
Ooh, that's not too bad. 11.
Okay. You've incinerated the food. You hear a psst as all of the water in the lettuce and the tomato instantly just steams out and then burns. The cheese quickly melts, and then the Maillard effect takes place. It turns brown and then black, and just there's just charred husks. It is no longer anything resembling food. All of the little furries shriek at the bright light of the firebolt, and they all scatter and run.
I may have forgotten that rule in trying to avoid another rule being broken. So
Yes. The bartender says, "My lord, that's as bright as the lighthouse. Woo! All right, last call."
A lighthouse? There's a lighthouse here?
Yes, but last call. Of course there is.
Where is it? How do we get to it?
Well, I'll show you. Do you have a map?
I do not have a map, but wait, no, I don't have a map, but I have a piece of paper and a quill.
Okay. He marks down instructions. It's not real complicated. There's a point, a rocky point out there on the shore line, about a quarter mile away, and there is a lighthouse there.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. There's a lighthouse there. Hey, friends, what do you say we get away from these fuzzy guys and go camp at the lighthouse for the night? I think that's a great idea. What do you say?
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
They have cushy rooms here at the tavern you can sleep in.
Yes, but they also are infested, and they get a 1-star kelp review.
Oh no, the kelp review bomb.
I mean, the infestation might have been partially our fault, but yeah, no, I don't need to sleep with the rodents.
No, it is not our fault when you bring a highly volatile pet that multiplies in water and food into a place that serves water and food. That is not our responsibility. That is negligent pet ownership. And I will not be charged with another case of something we didn't do in a tavern, so we should leave.
And it's beside an ocean.
I agree entirely about not being falsely accused again. So perhaps we should either leave or start squishing all the fuzzy things.
Squishing. Oh god.
No, you can walk right out there as long as it's low tide.
Is it low tide?
I'm a bartender. I don't know.
I'm gonna just stick my head out the door. Is it low tide?
Do you know about tides?
I have no idea, but I was told I could walk right out there as long as it's low tide.
Yeah,
Do
no.
I
Oh,
see
well,
walk?
you could walk over it. I mean, it's certainly getting dark. It's not like the photo. It's well after midnight now. So it is almost dark, I would say.
We are very far north.
Yes.
Elvira, if we're going to walk, we should walk now before it is dark.
I'm gonna throw light on the staff that I'm carrying, so that people who might not be able to see in the dark can see.
All right. You get there, and it is high tide, but you can camp. And you know what makes it even easier to camp? The outhouse buddy.
Oh god.
We don't have
wait.
an buddy.
Well, wait,
That's
there's more.
It's a holiday present.
There's more. coming up next week on Kamatchkalan Chronicles.
Hi, Billy
Heroes and Hooligans. But wait, there's more. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Oh.